Hello friends, welcome to the first episode of Techknow-Reach, Robotics for Every Child. I am Flight Lieutenant Manoj Damsandekar, Founder Director of Qurious Infotainment Private Limited, and I am going to bring a new robot every week in these episodes of Techknow-Reach. We are working in Maharashtra and Goa. We have 13 business partners working in 10 different cities of Goa. So whatever robot we are making, we are going to make using Qurio REACH kit. Where can you buy this kit? Yes, you can buy this kit from any of our business partners, and you can find those details on www.curiousmind.co.in. So let's begin. Okay, so what we need for this robot? We need one C plate, one L plate, two single bars, a small axle, big gear, medium gear, a DC motor, a wire, screwdriver and spanner, a remote control to operate the robot, and of course, nuts and bolts. So let's start making this robot. You need to be very sure about these slits. If you see here, there are vertical slits, there are horizontal slits. Whenever I am making the robot, observe the direction of the slit. That is very important. So let's take one C plate and one L plate and connect them using two bolts and nut. So I'm going to put it on this 1, 2, 3, third slits. I'm going to put this L plate like this and attach it using two bolts and nuts. The bolt we have put from top and the nut from below. Okay, you must have observed that I did not tighten the bolt in the beginning. Why? Because we need a space for alignment. Once you have put both the bolts and nuts, now we'll tighten. For tightening, we will use spanner and screwdriver. Spanner will be used to hold the nut. So I'm going to put the spanner here, and the spanner has to be held with the fingers, not the thumb. Okay, and then tighten it using the screwdriver. L plate is joined with C plate using two bolts and nuts. Now next, we are going to attach the motor. To attach the motor, first we need to take these screws out. The screws are very smooth here, and so you can take them out even with your fingers. The screws also have washers. Okay, we need to use these washers while putting back the motor. Now this motor, we have to extend the motor shaft, and we have this extension of the motor shaft. We'll put that on this motor shaft like this, and we are going to place the motor shaft where we want. Like in this case, I want to put it here, and once I do that, I'm going to put back these screws along with the washer. You must take care while putting these screws back, because these screws should go smoothly. In case you are finding it difficult, they are not going smoothly, that means there is something wrong. So again, align the screws and put them back. So I have put the motor, 2 screws here. Observe this position carefully. This motor shaft is coming out of this vertical slit. One screw is in this vertical slit and the other screw is in the horizontal slit here. Now on this motor we are going to put our gear B or big gear. So this big gear has 60 teeth. It has 2 sides. One side there is a bigger circle in the center, another side there is a shorter, smaller circle in the center. We have to put the bigger circle onto the motor shaft. And now if I put it like this, it may come out and fall down. So we don't want it to come out. What do? We use a part called as, this is the part which is called a shaft lock, a black color ring, that we have to put it on this. It gets locked and now it will not move. So we have put the big gear. Now I have to put this medium gear here, but if I put this, it's going to move here and there. So I need to create one hole in this slit. To create a hole, we use a part called as flat rotator. It has 2 circular holes and 1 square hole. Here we are going to use the circular hole, and for that we will put 1 nut bolt through 1 circular hole. The flat rotator is from behind the L plate, the bolt is put from front of the L plate, and the nut will be put again from behind the L plate, and that is put in the vertical slit which is at the edge, but it is kept in a slanted fashion. We want that slanted fashion because when we are going to put this gear, we want it to align it properly. So we want it in a slanted fashion. To ensure that while tightening the hole does not move, what we are going to do is we are going to put 1 bolt through the upper hole. We are not going to tighten it, we are just going to put it to ensure that the hole does not move, and then tighten this nut which we have put. Again, use the spanner, hold the spanner with fingers and tighten with the screwdriver. We are done, and so now we will remove this bolt. We don't need this bolt. Okay, and now I have to put this medium gear here. I will use an axle or a shaft. A small axle I'll put through this hole and then put the medium gear through it, and you can see they are meshed properly. From behind, I am going to lock it using again the shaft lock, the black color ring. I am going to keep this part aside for a while because I am now going to create a fan. We are creating a windmill using Qurious REACH kit. Now, if you don't have the kit, you don't have to worry because you can buy that kit from any of our 13 business partners across 10 cities in Goa. You can find their details on our website www.curiousmind.co.in. Okay, so let's take these 2 single bars and let's take 1 more flat rotator. This flat rotator we are going to use we are going to put this in a plus sign and we are going to put the flat rotator on top of it. So plus sign, flat rotator on top of it. And this time we are going to connect both the bolts. So we are going to put bolt from this circular hole as well as this circular hole from both sides. Here and I'm going to put one more bolt this side. Yeah, this nut fits here. So what we have got is a fan. So I don't have to tighten it too much, otherwise the single bar will bend. So this is my fan. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to put that fan onto this axle. But if I put directly, while rotating, this axle will hit this center. So I don't want that to happen. I want this, there should be some space between them. And to create space, what we use is spacer. Spacers are these bigger rings. These bigger rings, they are called spacers. We are going to put two spacers here. And then let me put this. Yes, now it is sufficiently away from the motor shaft. And again, what we'll do, I will lock it using a shaft lock, which is again the black ring. Okay. That's it. We have created our windmill. So we'll operate it, we'll see it, and we are going to make some modifications in windmill to create fan. So first let's operate and see how the windmill works, and then we will have to think about how I can change into a fan. We'll talk about that later. So to operate it, what I need is the wire. You see these wires, we have both sides connector. So wire have both side connectors. One side is going to go into the motor and other side is going to go into the remote control. So let me put that in motor. While putting the wires to the motor, please remember one thing. What happens if you are standing and if I push you? You will fall down, isn't it? You will fall down. But if somebody is holding you from behind, and if I push you, you will not fall down. Same way, I am going to put these wires here. I am going to push this connector and it may fall down, it may break, it may tilt out down. So what we do, I hold my finger behind it and then I put this. So I am going to give a support to my connector, and I have put the two wires. And this side also, when I am going to insert these connectors into the remote controls connector, I am going to hold the connector from behind and push the wire. Okay. Now this remote control requires 4 1.5 volt AA cells like this. You can see them? Okay, the normal cells. You need them 4 of them. You have to ensure you use the correct polarity. Every cell has a positive and a negative, and in the battery holder also there is a indication of where should be positive and where should be negative. The cells positive and the battery holders positive should align, they should be same. A general thumb rule, you know, the spring is always on the negative side. So on this battery, this is my flat side which is negative. I'm going to put it on the spring side, push it and it gets fitted. 4 such cells and your battery holder is ready. Now we have to provide the supply using this plug, and we have to plug it into the remote controls DC jack. And now we are ready to operate it. One button to rotate it clockwise, one button to rotate it anti-clockwise. Let's see whether it works. Oh yes, it works. It is going clockwise, and if I press the other button, it will go anti-clockwise. But it is a little slow, isn't it? Can we make it faster? What do you think? Can we make it faster? What do we need to make it faster? Yes, we can change the cells. Instead of 4, we can have 6 cells. But I don't have a battery holder which has 6 cells, which I can fit 6 cells. Then, okay, I can change the motor. I can take a powerful motor, perfect. But I don't want to change the motor also. So what? I don't want to change motor. I don't want to change my power supply. Still, I want to make it fast. What should I do? There is one trick, and that's where the gear comes into play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just remove my fan, and I'm going to interchange the gears. I'm going to put the medium gear down here. Oh, sorry. And the big gear, and that is going to make this very, very slow, not fast, very, very slow. Let's see, it becomes slow. And I join this with the shaft lock. Here also I put a shaft lock. And what happens? If I rotate it now, you'll see it is become very slow. But I don't want slow. I want it faster, isn't it? I want it faster. I didn't want it slow. This has become slow, slower than the earlier. This is actually windmill. How can I make it fast? You must have got the idea now. Earlier, the big gear was on the motor and the small gear on top, and it was rotating fast. We changed it. It is rotating slow. The small gear on the motor, big gear here, it is rotating slow. What can I do? I can change. I have another gear, a smallest gear. This has only 12 teeth, and I'm going to make use of this gear. Okay, I'm going to make use of this gear. I'm going to remove this. I'm going to put the biggest gear onto the motor, lock it, and I want to put this gear here. Oh, but there is a problem. This gear and this gear, they don't mesh. They don't match. What should we do? I need to change the position. I need to take this axle down. So let me change that. Let me take this out and change the position of the hole. I want it down. So let me make it loose. And let me take it up and position down. Let me check. If I take the gear here, yes, now it can mesh. So let me tighten the bolt here. Okay, and now if I see this meshes here properly, I'm going to put 2 spacers back. I'm going to put this fan also back, but I see it is touching, so I need one more spacer. I need one more spacer. I'll put one more spacer and then put this fan. Fine, it is not touching now. And I'll put the shaft lock from behind as well. And let's see what happens. What do you think? Will it rotate fast? Faster than the first one? Are you sure? I'm not sure. I want to see it. So let's see. Oh, yes. It is rotating very fast. It has become a fan now. And if I use this button, it is rotating anti-clockwise fast. So isn't it fantastic? Just by changing the gears, we have been able to change the speed. We could see 3 different speeds with 3 different combinations. Now if I want to make it a very slow, I can change this. I can change this gear up and this gear down. But I need a spacer earlier. Then I'll put this and I'll lock it. And I put this here, put the 2 spacers, put this and lock this. And now it is going to rotate very slow. So can you see, by use of these 3 gears and different combinations, we could achieve different speeds. We could achieve different speeds. We could achieve 6 different speeds using these gears. That is what is the power of gears. Gears are used to manipulate the speed. Did you like this robot? Make it. Oh, you can't make it. Why? You don't have the kit. Don't worry. You can go to one of our 13 business partners. They are in Goa, very close to you. And you can find their details on our website www.curiousmind.co.in. Ask for Qurio REACH kit. Get the kit, make the robot, and put your comments into the comment section onto our video, because the video will be available on YouTube as well. So you can bring the kit, watch the video and make the robot. And I am sure you will like to make this robot. So today we made windmill and fan using Qurio REACH kit. REACH, robotics for every child. In our next episode, we will come back with another exciting robot. So don't miss to watch our next video. Till then, bye bye and happy making.